Welcome to Love Them Knives. Today, the Wasabi. Yes. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. LTK here. The Wasabi. Yeah, 300 of these made, so it was a limited run. Rafal Brzeski, Polish knife maker, BRR Knives. Think probably Hank over there in Europe. Hank's the Wee knife representative in Europe. I think he probably hooked up with Rafal for this. So, but you can correct me if that's wrong. I think there was something in Knife News where they talked to Hank and when they discussed this knife. I'll see if I can find that article, put a link to it in the description section. Also a link to BRR Knives so you can get the bio on Rafal. And this one's a cool one, huh? At first, and let me be totally honest with you, when I saw this knife, I thought, nah. That's what I thought. Nah. I'm used to Wee knives doing some pretty complex type things with knives, and this is very plain. And then this blade shape. I don't usually go after these kind of Warncliffe looking things, but you know what? After a while, I decided, yeah, I think so. I just heard so many good things about Slicey Dicey. I think loved it, and he and I were talking, and he really warmed up to it. So I finally relented. And you know what? I do like it. I do like it. You know what? It's a good sized knife, but it's pretty light. Let me show you on the, oh God, I'm dragging everything out with me. Okay, so the knife, almost a 4-inch blade. Overall, 8.5. So that's pretty good use of the handle length for the blade length, because usually you have a longer handle than that to handle up to take care of a 4-inch blade. Yeah, that's only a little over 4.5 inches long on the handle. I mean, you know, like the Spyderco, this is a 5-inch handle, 3.5-inch blade, right? Turning it around, you're going a 4.5-inch handle with a 4-inch blade. Wow, we're using it all. We're using it all. Don't have much left there, do you? No lanyard hole. Got a bit of a back spacer, which I kind of like. Gives it a finished look. Got enough screws going through there, don't you, on both sides? Might have been interesting if these screws were just flush and you just had to disassemble it from the backside. I've seen that on some other knives. I thought it was a little cleaner look. In any case, yeah, you don't have any way to get your tool in this side anyhow. You just got the Wee logo on this, and on the back, of course, no special tools required. Just your Torxes right here. Good looking knife. I didn't take this knife apart, but I would assume it has the ceramic bearings and detent ball like most of the Wee knives do, especially since this is a M390 blade 300 limited run type knife. And you can see in here that they did a lot of weight relieving on here, even on the scale that contains the lock bar right there and there. So, wow. Of course, you got a hardened steel insert right in there to interface with the blade because it's titanium. No lock rock, no blade play. About a 35% lockup, so it's pretty good. But no blade play, no lock rock, nothing there. This is 104/300. You got a flipper tab that's way canted forward. And it's very minimalist, which I kind of like. Yet it's easy for me to reach. So it's pretty intuitive. You got this little cutaway on the top of the blade. Swedge running down here. Probably 4mm blade stock, if it's typical for Wee knives. And that is 0.15 something. Yeah, probably a 0.158, 0.159 if you took it out. 4mm blade stock. Overall, 13.3, what, 0.52 thick here. So, a little over half an inch. Really simple design. The design flows really well. Don't see the back of the blade. Flows right here. Blade pretty much disappears into the scale. No fancy millwork. No fancy anything. Except you can tell the pocket clip. Of course, that's right hand tip up only. But you can see there's no screws visible from the outside. So, of course, they did it from the inside there, if you can see. Right up there. So, but even though it's a good size knife with basically a 4-inch blade, it feels light. Let's see how light. Just a little over 4 ounces. That's pretty light. 117 grams. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. You know, I think I pulled some. Oh, here it is. White Mountain Knives. I'll put the link to this on White Mountain Knives, and you can check it out. Right now, it looks like they're in stock, although they only did a 300 run of them. So, you pronounce Brzeski. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But in any case, and here's, let's hope that we have, yeah, it looks like the screws are titanium as well as the pivot. So everything's titanium, all the hardware, everything here. 8.6, but basically a 4-inch blade of M390. You know what? It's hollow grind as well. Take a look at the blade. Now that's Blade HQ. When I was looking around, you know, I was like, what is this finish on this blade? And they said it was hand rubbed satin. Okay, that's what they say. And so when I posted this on my Instagram, that's what I said, hand rubbed satin blade. And then a guy comes in there and makes a comment saying, it's not hand rubbed. I got unit number 10, and it's a bead blast with a light tumble. So I looked at it again, and I'm going, I don't see any tumble. Bead blast can be awful, awful fine. But, I mean, I've seen hand rubbed blades before, and this looks pretty much hand rubbed. I mean, I can't tell the difference. I'm sorry. So if you can't see it, then maybe you have to agree with me that it's really tough to determine. In any case, so I emailed Zelric. I mean, he's the Wii rep for the U.S. And I said, what is it? And he says, you know, I think it's their kind of combination blade thing. But yes, it is a kind of maybe a light blast, bead blast, with a hand sanded, I think is how he put it in his email. So hand sanded, hand rubbed. Okay. So that is part of the finish on this blade, which I like. And they're really other than the Rafals and the BRR knives or whatever logo. There's nothing on here. Check out this, you know? Wow. I mean, even though it's a flipper, you got good contact patch here, right? Oh, here's the box, by the way. It's a 318A Wasabi. Hand rubbed finish. I mean, come on, man. It's not hand rubbed. Okay. Could you contact We Knives? They're unaware of how they made their knife. So it comes in this box, and you just got their normal paperwork, which is really strange since there's only 300 of these made. And I don't know if they'll ever come back to this knife and do more. And then it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because if you do, then you've kind of usurped this special, quality of having a numbered edition. And well, whatever. In any case, and I don't know how important that is when you come to like We Knives. And so you got a special cutout here. You can put the knife in, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to put all this stuff back together. In any case, so I don't know. I mean, but then on the other hand, We Knives and Kaiser and a lot of, Riot and all these others, are they really on par from kind of your standard American knives when you have a numbered edition? You have a special edition ZT come out, they'd sell out like super quick. I don't know that these get the same kind of status right now, at least, that some of the American knives that come out with special limited editions would have. But that may change over time. These knives are pretty nice. This one feels really good in the hand. Let me see if I got anything to cut. That might be important. Okay, so M390, it's very sharp right out of the box, so that's good. Fairly light, good size. Where are you, Fancy? It's bigger than the paramilitary para-ordnance. Yeah, see, and change your aspect ratio. The Wasabi will look bigger in this one. Not all that far apart, a little over a 1/4 inch difference, so it's a little tough to tell, but pivot to pivot, bigger blade on the Wasabi. Really making good use of that handle length, because the handle's not that long, but the blade is. Good size knife. I like it because of that. I like it because it's really kind of spooky light for as much as you might think it would weigh. Just over 4 ounces. Pretty light. God, if this would have been in the 3s, that'd have been really crazy. But it's weight relieved. The detent on here, I'm going to try and fail it. This is not one I can shake out. I can't shake this one out. There's not enough mass to the blade, and the detent's strong enough to keep me from shaking it out. See? I tried to fail it there. So it's pretty good detent. I'm going to give it a 6 at least on my scale. And 6.5, I think maybe I've done one knife that was a 7, but I mean the strongest is around 6.5, and this one, if I make sure I keep my hands off it, yeah, it's pretty close to a 6, and most 6s I cannot shake out because I don't have the shoulder to do that. I injured my shoulder a long time ago, and I don't want to kind of injure it. In any case, but that's good detent. So even though it's a long blade, it's a fairly snappy flipper. So the action's really good. The plunge is symmetrical. The finish is nice. It's very basic, no frills. That's part of the beauty of this knife. This is one of those that's a little scary though, because there is no choil and no real flipper tab to meet your finger here. So good luck. When you kick this away, be careful, because that has already left the house. This part right here. And there's your detent ball right over there. So in knives like this, this is where I kind of let them kind of push it over the detent ball and then let it drop like this, because I don't want my finger to be down here when this drops, because it could, like, right like that, and I don't need that. So that's not good. So just kind of, you get the trick of it if you wanted, but yeah, it's a little spooky. So I'm gonna kick it over the detamp ball, let it drop. The action's really good. It's smooth. It's fairly light. It's a fairly large knife. It's very simple design, and I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't think I would. When I first saw it, I was like, nah, I don't want it. Now, I really like it. I really do. And I'm not big on Warnies anyhow, Warncliffe, but oh well. What do you think, Flanagan? Let's get out of here. I think we've done our damage. Wandered around, discussed, pondered. Let's let them go. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. We do love them knives. Yes, we do. So you guys, stay sharp.